two, silence.
Hey everyone, welcome to this first FAI Virtual World Gliding Championship 2024 with the Pro Championship starting today, race one. Good evening, Norman. How are you?
Hey, good evening, Antoine. Welcome back to a wonderful edition of this first pro race. And I'm hearing a lot of echo in my ear. So whatever happening there, but welcome to all pilots and couch pilots and whatever you call them. Welcome to our virtual gliding stream here on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, wherever you are. Thanks for joining us on this April 16th of 2024.
Thank you, Norman. How are you, Norman, today? Good feeling. I've heard that you flew a lot your Libel recently.
Yes, I'm personally really good right now. Living here in U.S., Florida, we have right now the high season of soaring, so we get all the perfect weather. We get the temperature changes that allow us to fly high, and even though it's blue for us, which is beautiful, but no clouds, but lots of flying in my Lebel. Actually, I flew last Sunday 3 hours and 45 minutes, 200K, as well as on the week before I flew 5 hours.
That's
And
pretty good.
yeah, sitting around that little thing and flying around all day, nothing else to do. Yay!
That's awesome. So today we are for here for race one of the Pro Championship. We've had the qualifiers previously with 6 races during the qualifiers, and it was absolutely crazy. Like the level of the pilots was crazy. We've had more than 300 pilots who registered to the Pro Championship to the qualifiers. Sorry, and tonight we have 40 pilots racing in the Pro Championship. It's gonna be a complete championship, so there is no cutoff anymore. There is no one-shot races and so on. All the races count for the overall ranking at the end of those 6 races, and then the people who qualify will go to the World Final in Karlsruhe, Germany, in November 2024, in just a few months from now. So today, race one, we are in Slovenia in 15-meter class, and it's going to be the same tomorrow, Slovenia 15-meter class. We are keeping the same settings so that the pilots can discover the area and fly with the same glider twice, so that they get some experience to try to improve their score the next day. So here in the middle of Europe is Slovenia, and
Well,
we are
Antoine, let's just talk about it for the people who have not seen this before.
yeah
These 40 pilots that are starting to race today, they have they have raced 6 previous races, and they were all qualifiers.
yeah
And the top 3 of those were able to join in today's race and into the following races that to come, to be
yeah
able to go to Karlsruhe, Germany, in October, sorry, for the final races. So this is kind of like these are the top of the cream already that are fighting to go to the finals. And so for anybody who's joining for the first time, it is a hard process. It takes a lot of time to make this happen, a lot of dedication to learn how to fly on a virtual machine. And so these guys are the top of the top in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said initially, it was only the top 3 who was supposed to qualify, but in the end, we increased that number up to the top 6 for each race of each of the 6 races, basically, plus the 2 best 7th place, plus the champion from last year, Arne Martin Guttler, basically, to get that up to 40, because we realized after that the cutoff was way too much between the 300 pilots who registered and who competed to the small uh, amount of pilots competing in the Pro Championship. It was just too much, and we've had a lot of feedbacks with the pilots, a lot of talks about it, and we decided to increase the number to 40 instead of 20 to still get everyone around flying, so that everyone can still enjoy and try to get uh, as many good races as we can. So let's talk about the race from today. Maybe we can go to the 2D map on Cudimbe. So Norman, they are flying today a 233 kilometers task. We are so in the middle of Europe in Slovenia here. And you will see that they will start from a place that a lot of pilots in Condor know very well, because it's the basic airport of Condor. When you start your first flight, it's going to be in Les Bleds, just next to a lake right here, and you can see all the pilots who connected already and who are discovering the area. The race will start in about 5 minutes from now, so we're going to be quick on that. So 233 kilometers. They will start so just right there next to Benfest in Bravo Foxtrot, and they will go to the southwest here to turn point 1 in the valley. They have um, they have uh, for 35 kilometers to go to Tolmin Church from Bielski Grad. The maximum start altitude is 1,700 meters QNH, with a maximum speed of 170 kph. That's ground speed. Then from turn point 1 to turn point 2, they're going to go up again to the northeast, close to Feldkirchen here that you can see. It's called Himmelberg, this turn point, and they will fly for 67.4 kilometers. Then for turn point 2 to turn point 3, they are almost 30 kilometers to go to Dobriach Tennis. Then for TP4 to from TP3 to turn point 4, Terkel Chern, we have almost 70 kilometers to go there, and then to go to the reporting point here in Lesbled city. We have 24 kilometers. Then the finish glide between the reporting point and the finish line is 7 kilometers, 6.9 kilometers to be very precise. And the minimum safe arrival altitude will be 530 meters, which is 28 meters, roughly 30 meters above ground level. And the pilots will be able to fly directly and to land directly, or to do a low pass before landing in Les Bleds. And yeah, so today is kind of a mountain flight, wave flight. Do you know what's the weather like today, Norman?
The weather is looking like a good soaring day for the ridge soaring as well as for the thermaling. We have the winds coming out of 322 degrees out of the northwest, and it's going to be at 17 kilometers per hour. So that's a very nice, gives you good ridge lift for sure. And we do have some thermal weather as well. I would say normal activities with some cumulus showing up here and there. So I think we should be very good. And talking about the racetrack, it's going to be a challenging ridge flying, going over the mountains, trying to get to turn point 1. But we'll talk about this once these guys go. But we'll see a lot of strategies because there are many, many options in these mountains of Slovenia for sure.
Yeah, so we expect them to start in about 2 minutes from now only. As you can see, that's the start line. The start line is quite wide with 5 kilometers from each side, so 10 kilometers length for 40 pilots tonight. And they are going towards that direction. So it's not going to be easy at all. You can see that 1,700 meters is actually 1,200 meters above ground level here for the maximum start altitude. And the first glide towards the first thermal is not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. And so with the wind blowing from the northwest, it's not going to help them a lot. It's going to be a very difficult, very tricky race for the pilots. There are some waves. They may use them or not.
So
Both options
for
are
the people
open.
of waves flying, that meaning if you look up into the sky, we see the little lenticular clouds, which are way, way higher. So to be able to get into those, you have to find ridge lift, go up the ridge lift with the thermal and the ridge, and then go high enough to be able to get onto the lenticular clouds and then fly wave.
Exactly, Norman, and we are approaching the start. In about 30 seconds from now, the pilots will start. It's a regatta start. They all start at the same time, and the first one to cross the finish line will be the winner of race 1 tonight. There are no other slots. We are focused on only this race tonight with 40 pilots. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. The race is on for the pilots.
Good
And I
luck,
see
folks, and be safe out there in the sky.
Josh Meyers crossing the line in Fox 1. Oscar Niner, French Vetsveger. Philippe Plata, PLT is right there. So a good start from Josh Meyers from the USA right
And then we
here.
have on the south end or on the north end of the race, everybody's hanging out over there trying to get that ridge right away from the get go. So we have a big bundle over there on the other end, if you can look at it, besides these guys on the forefront. So there's the big bundle, and everybody thinks that might be the way to go, huh? DC1, the American, Davids, is right there in the red. David Chapman's, he's been a good racer. He's been flying really well for the whole season as well as for the qualifiers. And here he is leading the pack of the swarm of the gaggle going towards the first ridge.
Yeah, exactly, Norman. He's been very consistent during the qualifiers. Davis, very good performances, and really looking forward to see what this Team USA can do during this event. Quite a lot of pilots from the US and from Australia.
Yeah,
So that's good.
there's a Discord group, the US soaring group, and David and some others have been really pushing the American pilots into learning how to fly on Condor too, and it's really been promoting a lot of that virtual soaring, which is really really nice. And they're actually trying to create a U.S. national team for the virtual world, which is also very very nice. And Davis is a big supporter and enthusiast for this sport.
Yeah, and really things are moving in the right direction in both the US, in Australia, and around the world. Basically, with the virtual gliding community, and there are a lot of strong local communities flying together on the slots that we established a few years ago, and now everyone is getting to know each other, and we are trying to build some new events around the world. So really looking forward for the coming years, because it's really fantastic to see all those people working together to make gliding a great sport, and virtual gliding accessible to everyone as well. So back in the race with this leading pack with Josh Meyers here.
They're doing really good. I mean, again, Josh Mayer is leading right now with Foxtrot One, and since it's the beginning of the race, I think everybody's trying to find that little cloud right there that may give them the right lift. Because to be able to get to turn point one, which you see in the distance, you have to get high enough to get over the mountains. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in the valley and scraping around. So these guys seem to know what they're doing on this end. And if you have questions about it, by the way, if you want to go to Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, go talk to us, chat with us. I am Wind Whisperer on the Twitch account, so if you have any questions, I'll hope I can answer them. If not, Antoine or one of our crew members in the back who are making this all working. So please chat with us, folks, for any questions.
Thank you, Norman. And we have Jeroen Jennen, one of the best pilots. He's made the job during the qualifiers, really. Almost always in the top 5 or top 3. It was really, really impressive, Jeroen from Belgium. Glad to see him. I believe that almost everyone is flying the GS3 tonight, because there is no wing loading limit for the pilots. And we can see the first thermal here. Who is below? I see some numbers. Okay, I see TKM 269. They're trying to get something. So there is the option very close to the mountains here, or straight ahead. I think if we have the 2D view back, we can have a look at what are the options for the pilots, and what did they go for. We should zoom in a bit. So yeah, you see, they went straight to those mountains. That's very impressive. So we have the two different options, two big options.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have the one on the south end, as you look at it, where you see Gustav David, Golf David 5, who flies along the ridge, kind of like the horseshoe style, and coming to the turn point line 1. And you have to be high enough to get over that, right? So you have to be
Yeah.
very strong and trying to find a good lift there. And the other group is further north, going the other way around, trying to get around that big mountain and finding a good lift, which we're just talking about the thermal that's happening over there. Let's see which side plays out. It's you have to fly around it either way to make this happen. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be very interesting between turn point 1 and turn point 2. But already, I'm really looking forward to see who's going to reach turn point 1 first. That's only 35 kilometers to reach turn point 1. So that's going to be very quick. And I want to see if that big detour from the northwest here to join the mountains, will it make a strong difference, and a difference that's really worth it compared to just going straight ahead? I really wonder about it.
And here we see a bit of view now off the ridge flying, and as he scrapes along the ridge and trying to stay high, or coming up, and a bit unsharp for some reason. The high quality today.
That's nice, huh? From Jan Benezovsky. So that's the Argentinian pilots right here, and looks like a smooth way on the ridge here. Very interesting to follow, and there is even a small cumulus at the end of this ridge, so maybe we'll be able to climb and get something good. And you can see the turn point 1 here, just behind those hills and mountains. You can see that it's really a difficult area to fly on. Really, really.
I mean, this is where you can see how soaring is so beautiful, but also very risky.
Yeah.
Being in these shallow little valleys and flying on the ridge like this, you have to be brave and well knowledged to be able to fly this. And there's a beautiful view right here of Chin Chin, which is our Danish friend.
Yeah.
And
Tim Madsen.
Tim Madsen, really great pilot, very supportive of Condor and the virtual soaring competition. And he seems to be relaxed here in his seat.
Climbing really well. You can see 3 to 4 meters per second almost.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good lift to fly at 140, 50 kph. But we'll see if it is really worth it or not to go through this way. I can see Arthur Duke in front of him, Alpha 33, and he's having a look at the other group on the left to see if that's really the best option or not. But that's really interesting to see those different groups going on one option or the other. What would you do?
Look at
would
the
you go
lift,
to the
plus
mountains?
10.
Wow, yeah.
Holy moly, those guys are going up as fast as they come. My goodness.
Yeah.
So they tested this out. As you said, these pilots have flown in these areas before. They have a bit of an idea of what these mountains can do when the wind is on the right side. And this is on the right side coming from the northwest with 17 kilometers average. So, man, right there, Tim and the crew, those 4 or 5 pilots right there, definitely know how to surf this ridge. Wow.
That looks really good. That looks really good for the pilots. Yeah.
And how's our guy for our GD5 doing? Right there, GDS. That's it. He was the one who was leading earlier. I think he found something.
He's right there and he's climbing. But Andrei from Ukraine, who is with him right now, has more difficulties. He needs to get back in the valley to try to climb in a thermal or next to this small ridge here. And you can see that with all those hills, you can get really stuck very easily. The ceiling is really low. It looks like kind of a morning of beginning of day.
And he's definitely trying to find something, or
maybe we'll be able to pass on top of it.
But I think he's flying 120K to get over that hump. That's going to be tough.
But with the wind, it's going to be okay, I think, because wind is pushing from the northwest, so from this side. So I
just
believe,
going to hush over it, okay?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to fly and use the ridge here before going to the left. We'll see.
Oh, I would actually, if I could, I probably would jump over this ridge and be done with it because if
Yeah,
you don't make it, you get stuck on this side. You know.
yeah, he needs to try and to find a good way. We've seen a few pilots climbing in thermal. On top of of a thermal, I see uh, Hubert, I think, and Richard Benfest and SXS are climbing as well. Interesting. So Ben
Yeah.
is right there, and he decides to continue. Maybe I see 93. I see Charlie Kilo. So that's interesting.
It's beautiful to see. We're not even at turn point one, and we already see 4 or 5 different options and styles of how to get to the turn point one, which is really really nice for a Grand Prix race because you have these variations of options on this landscape,
Yeah.
and this is really really beautiful to see. We have no clue which one will work out. Um, but somebody, I mean, if JD5 or JDS comes over this, that would be fantastic. If we look at where is Ben Fest? We saw him earlier. Where is he in comparison to GD5?
He was climbing, and he left the thermal.
Okay. Oh, Ben Fest, right there. Okay, he's behind him. So he
Yeah.
chose the same route,
Yeah.
slightly different, and he had a bit of lift. Okay, and we see where he's at right there, Ben Fest. Okay, okay. So he's not alone on this. Wow. But if you look at the more northern route, these guys are still very far away compared to the crowd here on the south side, and they have as long as the group on the south is able to get over that ridge and fly to turn point one, that's the key. That's the answer. Oh, look at that, he's through.
Yeah. And that's GGS. So Thomas, GD5 is going to be able to go there.
Fantastic. And that's impressive. So he really left everybody behind. He still seems to have a bit of height. Turn point one is a little lower, so you're more like in a big valley. And hopefully you find something to get out of it, because once you're in it, that's great, but you have to also get out of it again.
Yeah.
So any questions, guys? I see lots of people on Twitch watching us. Really appreciate that. If you want to subscribe and hit that bell button for any kind of notifications, we really appreciate it. But if you have questions, come on, type and write. Or are you, always love to answer questions and work with us here. It's more fun to work with you guys because you're the ones who are watching and we're the ones who are talking. So let's work together and see what comes up. So we have GD5, Ben Fast, Charlie Kilo in third, and then Oscar 9, the German, JJJ, Juliet. All pretty good average speed, as we can see on the left screen. And I guess nobody has found any lift up into the Lennies, into the wave fight. But it might come later.
So Benfest is right there. So Benfest is leading actually because GG5 is not a competitor from the Pro Championship. So he got the password from someone, and he got ejected from the server, obviously, because we noticed it. So I can say that we are not happy at all about that, because it means that someone gave him the password, which we don't agree with that. So sorry for following him for the previous minutes, but I was checking his name among the 40 pilots, and he was not there. Let's get back to the race with the qualified pilots. So Benfest 124 kilometers is joining turn point one. We have Jeroen Jennen behind, and Charlie Kilo. I think it's Chris Keane in Charlie Kilo from Australia, I believe.
Interesting. So we just had somebody basically scoop into the flight without qualifying, got a password somehow, and then actually leading the race.
That's interesting.
That is very interesting. But okay, guys, play by the rules. This is a real deal.
Yeah, yeah.
and
You cannot, yeah, play and
it's
give
fine.
information to others. I mean,
It
that's
this
that's the issue.
it's all good. It's fun to see, and we have the power over it. If you're trying to
Yeah.
scoop in, we can kick you out too. Simple as that. Like, get out of here. You
Simple
know.
like that. If you notice it.
So here we are coming to turn point one, and Ben Fest, our German friend, who is was a champion before, no, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
it was the first virtual wall gliding champion in 2021, 3 years ago
Right.
already.
And here he is leading on the first turn point. Fantastic. Still
Uh,
having 1,880 meters above the ground. He's doing great. And Juliet coming over there.
Oh, that's
Just
gonna be tight between them. So Jeroen Jenen,
two.
probably from Belgium, is turning the turn point one, first
Wow.
placed, and we have indeed Benfest, the German pilots, just behind. So well done, Jeroen, for this first spot already. And we started the race. It was at 40, so 15 minutes ago for 35 kilometers. So average speed 135 when they crossed the turn point. I
Yeah, if you
see.
can see the average speed that Juliet and Jerome has a 2 kilometers more average speed. So he definitely chose the right path.
Yeah,
But everyone else behind it is really on close heel. This is like very nice Formula One racing or very nice Grand Prix racing of the
yeah,
soaring community. Wonderful to see. And we both talked about it, how difficult the first turn point is, how to get to it. But now we're coming to turn point two. And that looks equally difficult because you have to get back over these big mountains. And then once you're done with that, you have to go through a massive valley over another mountain. And then you come into a bit of a flat spot. So you have to definitely find maybe some thermaling over the areas or just be high after you get over the ridges. And so very tricky and the longest, second latest, longest task to turn point two. Nice. And we have still people here trying to get onto this track. They're not even close yet. Actually, they come at them. So the going the north route was not the fastest way. Obviously, there was a longer way
exactly.
and slow in comparison. By 30 kilometers slower in average, that is quite a bit. And if you look at place number 16, 17, 17, 18, 19, and 20, those were all ones that took the north route. And it did not play out for them. Might have been safer, I don't know, but definitely slower.
So, what are the options to go to the turn point two now, Norman?
Well, what options do we have? If you look at the 2D model right there, I think what people will do now, as we can see it already, they're probably flying where the other group came from, right? So they're taking the back route back to where the north route towards turn point one came from. They're going to say take this one back. That seems to be the most logical win, going through this whole valley thing, and then in that big valley in the middle of it.
Yeah, and we're crossing a border as well. We're going from Slovenia to Germany
Right.
here. Turn point two and three are in Germany, and then we'll get back to Slovenia.
Definitely an international flight here.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we have Alpha Lima 1 here, the Ukrainian pilot who was leading the race, but who was stuck behind the ridges and is still stuck before turn point one behind the ridges here. The Ukrainian pilot at 1,700 meters, and I believe that he will be able to cross those hills once he get a little bit more altitude on those ridges. I think it's feasible to do that. I see Thomas Meyer in Mike Yankee Romeo in the background. He's able to fly quite high and is crossing the hills safely towards turn point one. TKM just turned the turn point. Arne Martin Göttler is joining the turn point one at the moment. And at the front of the race, I see Benfest, I see Fox One, I see Alpha 33. So I see Chris Kin in Charlie Kilo, and yeah, and we lost JJJ. I think JJJ has been disconnected. So
Yeah,
we
he
will.
was flying a really odd.
Yeah.
He flew into the mountain. I don't know if we lost him or
No,
if something.
yeah, I think he's had maybe internet connection problem, and he's probably still flying on his own. So pilots, they can do that if they got disconnected from the servers, they can fly on their own, and then they will be able to upload their flights
Right.
on Condor.club anyway. So they will get ranked if there is no crash in the sim or whatever. And the pilots must all send their files, even if they crashed, even if they missed the uh, anything. They must send the flights to Condor.club. It's very important for the uh, overall ranking, and they get penalties. It's the first time that we implement that. If they don't send their files, they get penalties.
Or
Uh,
that's in the real world as well. If you are racing in a competition,
yeah, you
and in the
must.
end you
Yeah,
have to send the ICG file, as we call it.
yeah,
We have
but
to send the
but
ICG to the race committee, and if you
but
don't, penalties.
yeah, exactly. But in the real world, it's very easy to catch the pilots in front of the hangar or whatever if they missed, if they forgot about it, and they will send it to you straight away or whatever. But here in the virtual, you must send dozens of emails then to get a reply and so on. And we don't have enough time to do that and to run after everyone to get all the files. So they must really do their job on their side. It's easy to do. It takes 30 seconds after the flight. So
Right.
that's a must do. Back in the race with Bentfest here, crossing some hills, and you will see that, yeah, the terrain is really high. The ceiling is much higher there as well, but it's not going to be easy to reach the ceiling. I see Sean
Oh,
Churchill, Marcin May, and Zoltan in the waves,
they
and they
found the
didn't.
wave.
Yeah, they
Oh
found the wave,
dear.
but and they didn't turn the turn point one yet. Wow, at 5,000 meters, that's maybe too much. But yeah, there are some waves indeed today.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
Chen
now if
Churchill
you're
is
on
coming
it,
well.
now if you're on it, you can go fly as hard as you can, go turn point one and fly back
Yeah, yeah,
without
yeah,
having to worry about it. So it's
exactly,
yet another challenge, yet another option, yet another way to make this task very interesting.
exactly,
Wow.
exactly. Yeah,
We'll see. And you know, Churchill
he's a really
Sierra
good pilot.
1919 is a really good pilot. He's very strong, always there, and he's still, look at this, he's still going up in the
Yeah,
wave, and he's probably gonna get more lift, go high as can,
wow.
and then fly towards 10.1.
I see
Interesting.
Patrick Medard in Mike Delta Delta, who left the wave and who is joining the turn point one. So we have four pilots on the wave option right here. The other ones are just down below, and you can see them on the screen. That's a really good wave. Huh? You can see it
Yeah,
clearly,
super,
really
super.
strong. And now it may disappear from time to time and reappear afterwards. That's really interesting to follow. Just having a look quickly at the chat on YouTube. Uh, Josha saying good luck and have a wonderful flight. Gliding World, Success Sander, Brusen, Dagmar Van Kappel, oops, Sierra Oscar India, so that's François Seifert. So there are some people watching and giving some good comments towards the competitors tonight. It's been a
Yeah,
great
Josh
start. Yeah,
Alawares says, I've been great start already. My man is in the race, which is Sierra Oscar India.
so that's François Seifert from the Netherlands.
Right, it's his boy right there. And but to say Churchill earlier, he is over 5,500 feet up. He probably meters. I hope he has his oxygen mask with him, and keep breathing that fresh air up there. Oh, look at that! Oof, that's just ripping over the edge.
Nice.
Ay ay ay!
That's
And
really
now,
nice.
yeah, you have to be careful because now you're in these valleys surrounded by mountains. You have to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't find the right rich lift, good luck. You might get stuck. So we really will see if Churchill and his Lenny flying, his wave flying might be the easy option here, because their speed earlier was 137 kilometers per hour. Now they're down to 132. They're
Yeah.
starting to slow down. And now with these guys high in the air, 5,690 meters, flying straight to turn point one. They don't care about these switches because they're way above it. Wow, that is, and they're still going up, even without the Linnies under them. This is going to be an interesting, very interesting solution to maybe a problem for Benfest and the crew behind in front of them. Oh, nice! I like this. This is good. Who, who choose this task, if I may ask?
It's Mark Till who created the task. He's really used to create the task. He's doing task for years, almost every day on Condor, and he really tried to make things very difficult tonight for the race with a lot of options, and that's what we have from the beginning right here. We have a lot of options taken from the pilots. They can take the wave, take the ridges, try to go straight ahead in the thermals with some thermodynamics and so on. A lot of options. We're looking forward to see if the pilots who took the wave will be able to catch up the pilots who already turned the turn point one and still be above them. So that's 6,000 meters for Marcin May. It's really stopping and taking the time right here. And obviously, when you have so much energy, that's a good option to do. Huh?
Well, especially you have to get over these ridges when you come to the big valley, and as JDEX says on Twitch, it's like, well, Churchill is on his final glide already. Here we go. Yeah, that's a nice, not quite, but
no, he still has more than 200 kilometers to do, so he's not on final glide, but it will give him a very good option. And if he's able to turn point one and come back in the waves, for sure
we
it
see
will
it right
help
there.
him.
You see it, Mike Delta already turned on turn point one and is back on the lift.
He flew very well, Patrick. Yeah,
super impressive. And those guys in front of them, they're all struggling to get through that valley, trying to get home.
Yeah, and you see, Patrick, he chose to leave the waves quite early, but still staying in the waves. And Marcin is stopping really a lot before flying fast. And you need to really manage at what time will you leave the waves so that you can still manage to pass over all of those guys in front of you and don't lose too much time. So it's not easy to deal with that and to make the right decision for that.
But look at his speed. He's flying 215 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, and that's ground speed.
He's going to pick up and pass everyone very quickly. Here's Benfest trying to find his spot through the mountains. There's a bit of, obviously he found Richlift right there, so definitely going up right there, very, very strong. Closely followed by Charlie Kilo and by Foxtrot 1. Really nice to see how these two different variations of choices for this track are playing out. Looking forward to find out how turn point 2 looks like in about 10 minutes, 15. Yes.
So we are between turn point 1 and turn point 2, going from Slovenia to Germany now. In just a few seconds, we've had a subscription on Twitch. You can do that with Prime. It's free. And so it's GDEX who gave a subscription. Good to follow FAI Virtual Gliding. Thank you, GDEX. And you can do that as well. Obviously, you need to click on give a sub and go with Prime, and it's all free. You don't need to pay everything, and it helps the channel on Twitch if you want to do that. Thank you. Let's continue with Tim Madsen right here, flying in the GS3 with nice blue colors here. That's good. And they are all joining the ridges there. And I think there is a huge lift. I think we can stay with Tim to follow how he will manage that reach and how he will pull. Maybe will pull a lot. They will all pull a lot, and the wave will be just afterwards, and they will not lose any time compared to the people to the pilots who stopped before turn point one. That looks very interesting and promising. Look at
Wow,
that.
look. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's Felix Neuberger in 93 in front of you. I see Uwe Meltzer as well climbing, and that's it right now. He will pull.
I mean, look at they're already going 6 meters per second up, and then all of a sudden they will go even further. That is very impressive. Again, both options will play out some way or another. We'll find out.
And we
Very
have
nice to see. Yeah, six,
X.
7, 8 meters, just beautiful, rich flying. And he's
Wow.
looking at the Lennies and says,
Yeah.
am I gonna get that or not? Am I gonna go above it?"
Yeah, is it going to be well aligned with the ridge so that I can continue and get the ridge and then get the wave straight into the wave, or what's going to happen? That's really exciting for the pilots there. We have Joshua Arndt in X-Ray Alpha just in front of him. Where is Sierra Oscar India, François Seifert, for the viewers following us tonight? I think he's just behind TKM. Oh no, he's on another route, a more direct route, so behind Bentfest, and they are all taking the waves here. Fox One, Bentfest, and so on, they are in the wave, and I believe Francois is trying to take the wave as well, but it's not easy. The variometer is not really good, but I think for Bentfest and Philippe Plata and Josh Mayer, this is quite good there. Two very good options. And we will closely monitor where Mike Delta, and the three other pilots who joined the wave before turn point one will join them. We'll see that. Oh, Patrick Medard is much higher indeed, for about
Much higher.
one
Yes.
1,200, 1,500 meters above those pilots.
And he's flying an average speed right now of
Oh yeah,
260K.
yeah,
He is definitely he's going to fly by and say, "Hi guys," and I'm going to take a zip on that one.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That's impressive. Really impressive. Marcin May, right here, the Polishman and the GS3 at 250 kph at almost 6,000 meters. We can see John Churchill as well joining the waves and flying there, trying to get the best ones.
So it seems like this is the point where people will join in the wave. And the question, was it better to start in the wave first, or was it better to do the mountains first and then into the wave? We'll find out in a moment how this is going to play out, but it sure looks like. I mean, even looking at the Romeo Echo Delta Red,
Yeah, David
he is
Redman.
doing really good. David is really good as well. Right there, he's in the lead, and he opted out not to fly the ridge wave. He chose to continue the track that he was on, and he's flying right now over the border into Germany right here in this big valley. And they're going to be in Germany now. He's, of course, lower. He's only at 2,400.
Yeah.
But the average speed, he is definitely faster than anyone else right now.
But what you can see as well is that the waves are here located just next to those big ridges and mountains. But then when you cross the border towards Germany here, going to turn point two, you will not have those big waves anymore, I believe. Only small waves or some small ridges, but nothing more than that, I believe. And it will not be too much disadvantaged compared to those guys. But yeah, they are so high, and it stops so much in those waves. They were much stronger than what I supposed before looking at those waves. I didn't think about that before the race. That's crazy. Mark, who created the task today, he knew that there will be some waves, but he didn't take the waves to create the landscape and to fly the task. So that's interesting to follow this option tonight for me.
And also for the guys who flew the wave in the first place, who are high up right now, you can see them now starting to pop up on the average speed meter on the left side. You can see, and Mike Delta Delta is finally, as JDEX says on Twitch. Thank you for choosing MDD Airlines, Mike Delta Delta Airlines. Very nice. Laugh, laugh, laugh. He has so much more altitude right now. He can basically fly to turn point 2 without having to stop, where all the other ones probably have to fill up somewhere. And his average is going up. He's now 16s, and he's going to soon go into 14s and so on. So I have a feeling he did the right choice here.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have to stop. He will have to stop anyway. He's just going to take that and fly over there, turn around, and go then towards turn point 3.
Shall we go back quickly to the 2D view to have a look at where are the pilots located? We still have Alpha Lima 1 here, and he's really close to turn point 1. You see, he's the last pilot here. I have had the information as well that Norbert Kirs from Hungary has been disconnected, but is probably still flying offline. So we will get his results after this flight. We have Marcin May, Charlie November. So that's Norbert Kiss where he disconnected exactly. That's the point. So he was in a good position before he disconnected 5 minutes ago. Cyrix Sierra, I see Arne Martin Guttler with Philippe Plata and Ronnie Lindell here. I see TKM, RPB, Zbisset Kos, Thomas Meyer. Sorry.
Oh, take a break. Yeah. We can see it. Don't have to talk right now. Take a sip of water, and we see still Redman leading the course right now. But we're looking at, if you look on the right side, you see the altitude, right? You see how high these are, and it's May and Churchill who are, and they're all leading with altitudes. Where Red, if you go down the list, you don't even see him on the list because he's so far down compared to everyone else.
Yeah.
But he's leading. If he finds a good thermal somewhere, he might go up. But I have a feeling that taking on the first leg with the wave seems to be paying out now. It's paying off. Definitely paying off. Yes. So, do you think that the was too strong? That the setting was too much lift for the flying the wave?
Maybe too much, but we will see at the end of this race. I don't really know yet.
Right, because the wave flying is over now. Right. Now we're going to flat area again, the German area, out of the Alps. Is it the Alps? No.
That's the Alps. That's the Alps, indeed.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So you're flying out of the Alps right now into the four lands of the.
So just stopping you for a second, David. That's passport control. Can we get your passport so that we put a stamp on it? You crossed and you're in Germany now. So welcome to Germany.
Do we have to switch the language? Wir können auch auf Deutsch reden, kein Problem. Also Herr Rettmann, jetzt zeigen Sie mir bitte die Papiere. Also wer sind Sie denn da? Also hallo? Haben Sie auch ein deutsches Flagge auf dem Fahrzeug? Ja, alles klar. Gut, dann weiterfliegen. Vielen Dank. Das geht natürlich auch so.
Vielen Dank.
Ja. Merci bon, Monsieur. Kein Problem. Machen wir alles hier.
Kein Problem. Welcome to Germany, David.
Right.
You're followed by Mike Delta Desta. He needs to get a stamp on his passport as well. Here at 4,000 meters, well done. X-Ray Alpha, the main group is right there down below. And he has a good advantage of roughly 2,000 meters here.
Right. And the gendarmerie is not up there in the air. This is really nice to see. I mean, look at this beautiful landscape, and thank you for Condor for creating this. It is so beautiful to see how soaring is such a wonderful sport, and we're able to watch it right here on the screen and able to talk about it. Love it.
Yeah, that's the best sport in the world, really. I'm still surprised to see the average speed here, only 137 kilometers per hour in 15-meter class with those conditions. They can do much better than that, and yeah, Mike Delta Delta will do for sure. So yeah, there is still 1,600 meters between Mike Delta Delta and Benfest, it seems. So that's not that bad. If Patrick is doing some mistakes afterwards, probably the Benfest and the others can catch him up. It will be interesting to follow because there are so much options along the way that they can still make mistake even if they are in front and leading by 5 minutes, and that's where everything the ranking can shuffle again before the arrival as well.
So how many kilometers do we have left to the finish line? Huh? Where we at?
Sorry, I I didn't check the the map and the 2D view. We unzoomed. We didn't zoom out enough, but Stewart Scholl is telling me, oh, that's maybe Austria and not Germany, and he may be right. Actually, he may be
It's
right.
like
I didn't
Klagenfurt.
zoom out, but I was like, yeah, Klagenfurt probably Germany, but let's zoom out a bit. We're probably wrong, and he's probably right if he's telling me that. So that's funny. I see Graz, Maribor, Klagenfurt. Okay, let's wait, gentlemen. That's Austria, indeed. Thank you, mate. Thank you, Stewart, for telling us that. Thank you. Yeah, we should have zoomed out a bit. We were a little bit too optimistic with that Germany stuff. So
Well,
sorry, guys, but yeah,
good thing the
Klagenfurt. I was
Austrians
like,
speak German too, so we're good. We're safe here.
we're still safe, okay? So sorry for that. The wrong passport, so you need to get a new stamp again. You crossed the wrong border. Please get back to get the proper stamp. The visa is
Look
not
at
valid,
Ben
mate.
Fest going for level 2 already here. This Ben Fest already at turn point 2?
Yeah, so Benfest, you're not at home. You need a stamp as well, Ben, in Austria.
That's right. That's right. But if you
222.
add, if you want to answer the question, uh, the hold on, the turn point 1 and turn point 2. Hold on, I need to hold on for a second. Turn point 1 was 35 kilometers, and then the turn point 2 is another 29 kilometers. So that's a total of 50, 60, 70, yeah, 60, 58 kilometers. But we have still another 150 kilometers to go, huh?
So that's 233 kilometers, so 130 kilometers to go. Yeah, indeed.
So we're a third into the race at turn point 2 right now, and Ben Fest once again leading. We don't know where JJJ is. He might be still leading this race because he went offline, but is still racing.
Yeah.
We cannot show it to you. So he was leading in the first place by, I think, 4 or 5 seconds. And he may be leading still by 4 or 5 seconds. We don't know. So tonight, we do not know who the race winner is until we have the files uploaded into the computer, and then we'll know. And we hear still Patrick Bedard, who's also coming out of turn point 2 at 3,700 meters. So he's about 1,300 meters higher.
And he is about to take the lead of the race now.
Right.
He's really about to take it. So he will be alone on his own in front of everyone, and he will need to take the best options. As you can see in front of us, then he will need to get lower. He will not be able to stay in the waves and to stay on top.
But we have also in the back, if you see Churchill and May, who are both higher than Patrick Bedard, MDD. They're both higher, so they're going to come on turn point 2 with a bit more energy and might be able to catch up. So their strategy of flying more lift and more wave and getting more altitude prior to leaving the mountain may benefit them still coming to turn point 3. So everything is still very, very open. I mean, look at it. He's still 5,400 meters, and that's Modern May and Mike Alpha Juliet. No, Mike Alpha Yankee, sorry. And again, all the strategies are still playing out, and we're only a third into the race.
That's going to be
Super.
interesting. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to follow this last 100 of kilometers. Here we have Philippe Lata a bit behind, still 140 kilometers to go for him. That's not easy at all for Philippe, but he's much higher than the others in front. So I would say that he's still in the leading group, Philippe.
Yeah, we'll see. Glide, JDEX says MDD 3,000 meters of useful altitude, absolutely, as well as a glide ratio of 43. At this point, I think he has a better glide ratio than 43.
Okay, so Tim Madsen in his GS3, joining the turn point 2 right now. Well done, Tim. We may have an inside view from him. So as you can see, he's watching already what's next, what's going on after this turn point. Everyone is lower, much lower than him. And he's like, maybe I should try to get a lift with this nice, good cumulus cloud here. And you can see he's pulling a little bit. Oh, a good thermal, maybe a very good thermal. Yeah,
Take
and
it, take
he's
it, take
stopping.
it.
Yeah, I think it's a good option because he's seen everyone much lower here. So he's trying to get it, but it's never easy the first turn. He needs to get properly aligned. It's not easy.
Yeah, there he is. He found it, though.
Yeah. That's a good one, Tim. Well done. It's not bad to be behind from time to time. You can get more options. Everything is open for you.
Yeah, this is this is his strategy. So he's definitely more like in the middle of the pack, and he's trying to stay high rather than risking it going low. So this is another option. He's basically a cloud base or getting close to cloud base. You should look at it. So he's going to take probably one or two more turns before he turns onto turn point 2 and going straight to turn point 3. But I think the wave flying is definitely the option of today. There you see it nicely. He's definitely taking it to the cloud base and leaving in a moment. There
well done, team. 2,500 meters. Benfest leading the West Ring with 148 kilometers per hour. Very interesting. You can see all of the pilots here getting lower and lower, flying towards the turn point 3. And we have exactly 29.6 kilometers between turn point 2 and turn point 3. So they just need 1,000 meter high to go to turn point 3, basically. It does not take too much energy, and it's right above a lake. I believe, yeah, that's correct. Just next to that lake, right there.
Right, and you can see Benfest versus MDD. That MDD actually flies the ridge and still finds a couple of bumps to stay up. Now he finds the uplift, the updraft, and the guys down below will be struggling. They will be able to fly through that valley that's there, but now we're definitely see this played out so well for Patrick Medard.
I'm really surprised that he's flying that fast. He was at 270 kph. Now he's pulling. That's why you have a strong variometer here.
Super lift right there. He's finding a massive lift.
Yeah, but that's because he's pulling. It's not compensated, but it still seems to be quite a good thing. Yeah, 1 meter. Let's see. He's accelerating again. So there was something in the for sure, but yeah, interesting. He's flying quite fast. Quite fast.
Yeah, and look at the height difference. I mean, sheesh. He's 1,000 meters higher. That's for Americans. That's 3,000 feet of more height. I mean, that's to catch that. You have to find a massive lift to be able to catch that. It takes at least a minute to get that high. It's a very strong lift. Maybe 2 to 3 minutes to get 1,000 meters. So that's impressive. There's Benfest right now with an average value of 7. Okay, so
That's a
he's
good
finding
time.
the lift, but he's 1,400 meters, 4,000 feet below him. You know, will not catch up, not like that. No. Oh, wow, 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 wow. And we're gonna see the rest coming in as well from behind. Churchill is coming
Yeah.
in from behind. May is coming from behind with the extra speed. So was that's yeah lift flying. So I think we'll see more lift flying when we go towards the other turn points going back home. We might find
Yeah.
some more lift.
Yeah. There's going to be some ridges. I'm looking forward to see the options taken by the pilots. Some very direct routes and over with a lot of detour going to the ridges. So it's going to be interesting after this turn point tree that we see right there, just next to the lake. Chris Kin on your
Right.
screen.
There's a question from JDEX on Twitch, and he's asking, is there wave flying during a real GP race?
Um, you can get waves during the real Grand Prix. There was a world final, a few years ago in Spain, in La Cerdanya, and most of the races took place during wave times. So every day the pilots had to climb in the wave to 5,000 meters to be able to fly the task in La Cerdanya. So it was a really interesting Grand Prix. I think it was uh, maybe 6 or 7 years ago, maybe 10 years ago in La Cerdanya, the world final with all those waves. Uh, there are waves from time to time in Grand Prix races, but not often because we try to.
Here we go. Patrick
Well done,
Medard,
Patrick.
MDD, first place at turn point 3, making the Yui flying now towards turn point 4. And he's definitely, with his average speed of 154 kilometers per hour, definitely leading this track. But you having following right here is Sean Churchill coming from behind with really good speed and extra height. Um, he's close on his tail. He's only 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds at the most behind him. Very impressive, but he has more height, so he has more energy to make this happen. And you see, there's actually a bit of cumulus right there, a little of Lenny cloud right there. I don't know if they can reach it from here, but very impressive racing. And we can say right now officially that the wave flying with the Lennies, with the lenticular clouds, was definitely the better option for sure.
Yeah, John Churchill, very well done. 3,700 meters, very good flying, and he still gets a good value
Right.
for his speed. Impressive.
So, right. And if you have down below, we have uh, Alpha 33, who is coming to turn point 2, and he is the first one to turn uh, going the low road, going the ridge route. He's the first one to turn. His average speed came up quite a bit. He's at 148, very impressive. And Foxtrot 1 and Benfist right behind it as well. So you can see they're not much slower, but they don't have that extra 1,000-meter in their bank right now. And that will cost them in the long run. So very impressive racing from these 3 gliders right here, who are in 4th and 5th overall at turn point 3. Wow.
Well done, Josh Meyers, Arthur Zug, Penfest, turning the turn point 3 just next to this lake right here. Very well played, guys. And you must remember that the overall scoring is really important at the end of the week race. 6 races. We will have one race tomorrow. It's going to be in Slovenia too, again with 15-meter class, but not in the mountains. Tomorrow is going to be thermals, almost only thermals for a flatland race in Slovenia. That's going to be a very interesting race with a lot more different strategies than today. No ways for sure tomorrow. You will see that.
Can we
Arthur,
see it?
yeah,
Can we see the 2D view and see where the next turn point will be and how it's going to be? So right now we're turning in turn point 3. We've seen all that happen, and now we have a really, really long run to turn point 4. And now we're having tailwind. So we're flying with the wind. There's no ridge support, not really. I don't think so. So this long leg from 3 to 4 will be a lot of thermal from cumulus clouds. And the guys who are flown the lenticular wave earlier still have a little bit of height before they're coming into cloud base for them to be able to pick up the lift again. So they'll be looking for a nice cloud about 10, 15 kilometers in the distance to maybe go under it and over it or over it. We'll see. We still have Alpha Lima 1 all the way in the back. He's way behind. I mean, he's struggling, it seems.
Yeah, but
And
he needs to get the points as well. He needs to continue to push to get the results, because everyone is going to get some points at the end
right.
of today, for sure.
And we have more questions from JDEX. He is a very active typer here. He says, is the GP race every year or every 2 or every 5, 10 years? What's the do you know?
So in real life, in Sailplane Grand Prix, you have races every year, but you have the qualifiers on year 1, and you have the World Final on year 2, basically. But some of the qualifiers may take place on year 2, but at the beginning of year 2, meaning in winter time, so summertime in the southern hemisphere, so in January up to March or April, southern hemisphere on year 2, and beginning of well, you can still get May, June, because then you need to get the final, the world final on year 2 in July or August usually. So it's not easy.
So you're saying that in the real Grand Prix racing in the real world, it's every 2 years is a final for the Grand Prix, yeah?
Yeah. Every 2 year final for the Grand Prix, but every year you have races for the Grand Prix, and it's kind of the same here in virtual gliding. We have races every year, and we try to create new formats, new races every year to try to find the best format for virtual gliding. It's not easy to find. Let's continue with the race in Slovenia.
Yep, we have here the lead Churchill as well as MDD. Those two, Churchill has caught up with them. As you can see, he's only 4 kilometers per hour slower behind him, and he has still slightly more speed, slightly more height. They're still at 4,600 meters. I mean, that's Martin May, who has still a lot of height. So he was flying in the Lennies a little bit, and Foxtrot 1 is at 1,800 meters, trying to find something, and there's not much there. He's struggling, trying to get up in these up and uppity up. But there is some thermals, as you can see, and everybody has to take that right there. David Ratman, who was leading earlier in the race, is now in the midfield, and he was low, but he had a lot of speed, and now he's trying to catch up by flying some thermals. So we can see that clearly all the strategies have a effect and a result, for sure. And so that thermal is not working for him. He's minus 10. Or he's speeding up. Okay, he's flying out of it and flying to the next cloud. Okay. Yeah, he's like, that wasn't good enough. Flying to the next one.
So Walter Videla was asking where is David Redman and what happened with him. Well, there you go. You have your answer. He's still fighting there, but it's getting more difficult for him in the valley towards Les Bled. That's the valley that goes to Les Bled right now, I believe. Let's get back to the 2D view to have a look at where we are now. So we are between turn point 3 and turn point 4. And we are in the valley of Klagenfurt. So that's the other valley going to Les Bled afterwards. That's not this one. So we are still in Austria and not Germany right now.
But we are the longest leg right now. This is 69.6 kilometers, which is the longest leg of this entire race. And it's the slowest leg because of the thermals that you have to catch here. Of course, you have the 17-kilometer tailwind on your tail, so that speeds things up a little bit. And we can't say enough about MDD, Mike Delta Delta. He is just unstoppable. He's flying under the clouds now.
Yeah, and where is Trent Churchill behind him?
Behind him,
is
but not that much.
Yeah. Not that much. He's getting soon lower than the clouds, but yeah, he's flying straight ahead towards the turn point for Trent Churchill right now, while Patrick Médard is trying to make a small detour towards the ridges and the cumuluses. I think it's a good route for Patrick Médard on Mike Delta Delta right now. It may pay off. Sorry, in 30-40 kilometers from now.
So, Antoine, so the first three who win today will go into the finals. Is that it?
The first three of the Pro Championship is going to the World Final, or will compete to the World Final. Indeed, in Karlsruhe, we'll do our best to get the pilots there, but it's not easy to organize. But that's the plan for now, to get those pilots there with the help of Trustmaster to the World Final.
Right. So of course we're looking at the top three right there. MDD, Sierra 1919, and May are all leading the race right now. They are the ones that are trying to get to the World Finals, and that's their goal. This is what we hear. That's what we're talking right now, and everyone else is behind it. And what you gonna do? And they're leading by 20 kilometers per hour average more. So that's quite a bit of energy, speed, and distance ahead of the rest of the crowd. But they now have to do like everyone else. They're having to find the clouds, do thermal, and stay strong, fly high and fast.
Yeah. And we have Mihály Knoss from Hungary, very, very good pilot as well, right in the valley above Klagenfurt, right here. And he will join the group with Penfest and other pilots. Marcin May is so high as well. He's really high, Marcin May, right now. Wow.
Yeah, he took a couple of lifts in the wave earlier as we watched him. And he now has that advantage to just glide 300 kilometers per hour speed, still at 4,000 meters. He is going to be on final glide for turn point 4, not for the final race. I don't think so.
Yeah.
There's a little more effort to be done to be able to go home, but man, oh man.
Yeah, but it's going to be quite quick after this turn point 4. They just need to cross to go to the reporting point, 10.5 there. So it can go fast if they are high enough. Marcin may be on final glide already. I am not sure.
That'll be tight, but you look at turn point 4. It's in the valley behind the mountains. So you have to go around into the valley and you're on the leeward side, so there's no uplift there. So you have to be very careful how you fly.
Just before you need to get, because the wind is pushing from northwest. So just before you need to get to that mountain and to climb before reaching the turn point, and then you can join maybe this nice line
bridge right there, right?
Exactly.
The Austrian border right there.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe you can then jump to the south towards the reporting point right here, just next to my face here, and towards the finish line in Les Bled Airfield.
Wow. So we have definitely 3 qualifiers right there, looking very, very strong. And Marcin May is definitely catching up very, very quickly right now with the 2 leaders. And I'm going to be, we don't know yet, but this is great. So the wave flying today was definitely the option to go, for sure. Did not expect that. Because when you read the instructions and the task for today, wave was not checked. It was
No.
unchecked, right? It says no wave flying today, but yeah.
Yeah, and some of them still found the wave, but it was really obvious in the sky when we were looking at that. But yeah, not easy. They really needed to read between the lines of these weather settings and so on to be able to find that there would be some good waves today.
There's
We
a
still
really beautiful. That's the view I like to see right there,
wow.
because we have the height difference. We see May at 3,700, which is 1,300 feet or meters higher than Churchill, and 2,000 meters higher than MDD, and he is not far behind. So you see the rest of the crowd who are all flying the ridges and not the wave. They're not even close to May's height. So May might be doing the final glide and
Yeah, yeah.
winning this.
Woo!
Whoa.
Spinning
Processing,
around,
processing, processing,
processing the
processing.
wow. It's good. Working. Patrick Medard is on the ridge. I think it's a pretty good option to fly like this.
But remember, it's tailwind. So there is no ridge really. There's no ridge uplift. The mountains are lined up with the wind direction. So
Yeah, a little bit. They can get some help from those ridges, but it's from the northwest, so it's still okay because it's north-south right there. So they can get some help, but it's not going to be
no,
awesome.
he just flew that part of the ridge, and it didn't happen.
Yeah. So they're joining the turn point right there. We can see Alpha Lima 1 who is joining, going to turn point 3 only. And we have the big group with Alpha 33, Charlie Kilo, Bravo Fox here, who joined the ridges, and they will fly those ridges along the way towards turn point 4. They will fly all the way on those ridges to turn point 4. It's not easy at all, and they are really low. As you can see, they are really, really low, 1,400 meters. So it's not easy to do that.
This is they're still having to work it. This is still a long way for them to make that work, because they have to still at least find two good thermals to be able to make that turn point 4, 5, and 6, which is great. I mean, but look at this. Look at this. Look at
In
this
space.
energy he has left.
Oh, charging in space. Standing by. And we have the turn point 4 right in front of us. And then we are going to have between turn point 4 and turn point 5, 24.3 kilometers. 24.3 kilometers. And then 6.9 kilometers from the turn point 5, which is the reporting point, to the finish line. So
Yeah.
they flew 196 kilometers out of 233 kilometers from now.
Right. So it looks like if he gets over the mountain, May is possibly on final glide.
Yeah,
And Churchill
I think so.
looks like being on that ridge with some lift right now, or no lift. So take it back. He has no lift, but he might find something. He still needs to find a thermal or fly around the ridges to fly to 3 and 4, to 5 and 6. I'm sorry, 5 and finish. Right there, you can see him. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, wow, it's right. I can only think you had to really trust in the beginning of the race to say, I want to stay, I'm going to fly slow and high and then fast all the way home.
Yeah.
That's a lot of trust for this long distance flight. Very well done. Got to give him that. Very well done.
Yeah, that's a big risk to take, to just stop in the waves while everyone is pushing and moving forward.
Right.
You don't know how much you should wait. Sean Churchill from the UK is turning this turn point 4 towards the reporting point right now, 24 kilometers ahead. And we have Marcin May joining him from above, slightly behind. And look at this amazing reach there. We will for sure help a lot of the pilots to get back home today.
Right. Well, you need it for sure. I mean, I thought Churchill will need it for sure. Marcin might he just might just fly by. He just says, "God, I'm just going straight. I'm just come on." Probably over the ridge to find some sort just to have more energy in the tank. But Jean Churchill right here, he has to find that lift on that ridge, and if he doesn't, he might be scrambling. Let's see if he can pull up and hopefully get on top of the ridge. That would be the ideal spot. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, and see if that ridge really carries some goodness for you. Come on, come on. Boy, he's a good pilot, so I got to give him that. Look at that. He's just, yep, I'm taking it.
Well,
I have so much respect for pilots who fly the mountains. I have yet to fly in the mountains. I've never done it in real life. I know you have, Antoine.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's amazing. It's another world. But yeah, I've been very, very lucky to fly with some of the best pilots in the world who taught me how to fly very safely in the mountains and to fly properly and with good performance to do it. So I'm very, very lucky to have been able to do that. But everyone should really try one day to fly in the mountains, obviously.
So as you can see, Churchill did not choose to stay on the ridge because the ridge is not working because the wind is coming. Basically, it's not helping him too much. So he was just saying, I'm going to get over it, fly the shortest distance to turn point 5. And that's what he's doing right now. Because turn point 5 is lower, so he can use the extra altitude that he still has to fly there. Where Patrick, he's stuck.
Yeah.
And he's letting the water out. He's like, okay, I got to release the water.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, because, I mean, if he has so much advance compared to the other pilots, he's so much in front of everyone that he can secure the podium by just unloading everything and climbing as much as he can. Because once he reaches this nice ridge there on his left, then he will be able to join the airfield and cross the finish line, even without any water in his wings. So it's something to do. It's a clever move from Patrick. He admitted that he was too low, and he took action.
Yeah, but he's still very low. The ridge is really high, and I don't see any clouds in his favor right now. Maybe that little ridge right there that he's coming to, a little further to the right, maybe there is a little updraft right there because it's perpendicular to the wind. Who knows? He's not in the dry yet. He's letting out all the water, and he is not safe yet. I have to be honest with you. This is what we talked about in the beginning of the race. That this landscape as well as this task in itself has so many challenges, and we're seeing it as we speak. And the two leaders have chosen to go all around it and just say, "I'm going high and bye," and that seems to be the final answer. But MDD, hopefully he makes it to third place. We'll find out. Everyone behind it is trailing and trying to find a way. Benfest is flying on the border of Austria. He's keep going back and forth, changing the money. But Austria and Chilling are winning. This is all euros now. Never mind. So Benfest is doing really good. And the rest actually is doing better. He chose this again with that tailwind. I don't think that ridge is carrying too much updraft. Not at all. Not seeing it.
And the pilots are joining the turn point 4 right now. Arne Martin Guttler get back in the game. Very, very well flown from Arne Martin. 290 kph. He's flying super fast. He wants to get the points. Only the position matters tonight. We don't care about the performance, pure performance and the speed. You just need to get before the others to the finish line to get the maximum amount of points every race.
So JDEX asking me, can Norman comment the average speed compared to the VNE of the Lebel?
Oh, we've had
Oh,
a
crash.
problem
Josh
with
Meyer.
Josh Meyers from the US. He's been stuck here.
JDX, I cannot answer that question. Sorry. I would have to do some calculation here. Hold on, I don't know. At average speed, I mean, hey, my Libelle can fly 131 knots. That's max speed, right? That's max speed. But if I fly on the thermal on a flat land, I usually fly about my average speed right now is about 45 knots.
Probably 45.
And that's not slow. That's not slow, but it's not like a JS3 who can fly 180, 150 average speed. I'm far from that, But then again, my glider is turning 50 this year. It was built in 1974.
And Norman, the Marcin May already turned the reporting point and is joining the finish line right now. We are just above Les Plate, race 1 of the Pro Championship in Slovenia, and Marcin May from Poland is the winner of the day with a speed of 184 kilometers per hour. Well done, congratulations, Marcin from Poland. Well done.
That is very, very impressive. What a speed. What a speed and what a race. Closely followed by Sean Churchill. So here's the second qualifier, the English gentleman coming in also with a lovely speed of 183 kilometers per hour. Also very, very impressive. And congratulations, Sean, qualifying for the second World Championship, the first FAI championship.
Yeah, well, that's the overall scoring that is important. So a very good position for today. We'll get a lot of points, and then after the 6 races, the top 3 of the overall ranking will go to the world final. So there's no qualification now. It was before in the qualifiers, but then now in the Pro Championship, it's only overall scoring. And once we have all the results from all the races, we have the score table at the end, and only the top 3 of that goes to the world final.
This is cumulative racing now.
Yeah,
so
now
you have to do 6 races, and you have to score high.
Exactly.
Oh, so I take it all back, Sean. You don't even, not even close. We don't even know where you're going to end up.
It's a first big step today. It's a first big step today. A very good step to get in the top 3. Arne Martin Göttler may be third. He will be fighting with Patrick Medard in Mac Delta.
Patrick just crossed over the ridge, finally made it over the ridge.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to make it faster than Arne Martin Göttler. And Arne Martin Göttler is the reigning champion. He is the guy who's holding up the golden crown.
He's higher. He's a little bit higher than him, and he's pushing. He's higher and pushing at almost 300 kph. Same for Arne Martin pushing. That's going to be a close arrival between those pilots. Who is behind Arne Martin and Patrick before we get back to them? Sander Terpstra. Well done, Sander. Flying slower. We have François Seifert turning the turn point 4 with Zoltán Varga from Hungary here. Well done, François. Well done, Zoltán. So they are fighting for the top 5. Top 6. Zoltán Varga, right? Well done.
Very impressive. It is good to see how everybody's coming in now. And they're not trailing too far behind, flying the low road, the ridge road.
Yeah.
And you can see MDD just really pushed it too hard and left the wave too early and dropped off a little bit. And Arne Martin Göttler, the way this looks, is going to beat him just by a couple hundred meters, maybe. Oh, tough one. Nice closing minutes here for coming in third for today's race.
Come on, it's going to be very tight between Patrick Medard and Arne Martin Göttler right here. Approaching the reporting point. 6.9 kilometers away from the finish line for those pilots.
Right. Somebody's saying, "What an exciting race!" This is Joshua watching the stream, and my man is toiling in front of me. I would love to show a photo of him. That's Sierra Oscar India and
François, yeah.
Sierra X-Ray Sierra. Go for the first 10. Absolutely. And again, you can upload it. Follow us come onto the Discord if you like, and upload the picture there. And we might have been able to share it.
That's gonna be tight. Arne Martin Guttler, just turning right now the reporting point. Well done, congratulations, Arne Martin, back in the game, in the top 3 right now. And he's pushing with Patrick Médard just behind. Pushing, both pilots pushing. It's going to be very difficult for Patrick to catch him up. 263 kph for Arne Martin Guttler. That's going to be tight. I will let you comment this arrival, Norman.
And here we go. I was paying attention to something else. I apologize. Hold on.
No worries. With Arne Martin Guttler and Patrick Médard for the third
Definitely
spot, the top 3 and 4.
Top 3 coming in, and Arne Martin Guttler. Gotta give it to him. He knows what he's doing. There's a reason why he is world champion, and he is leading by a couple hundred meters, as well as energy. So there's no question about it. So he's going to get a better score, and that will help. Somebody's asking, where can I find Discord? If you go to the official website, virtualgliding.org, you can find let me see. Right, there's our Discord link to our Discord group, correct, Antoine?
The Discord link. Well, you need to go on the website, and on the home page, you scroll down a little bit, and then you get 3.
Oh, somebody already changed it. Here we go. Yeah, that's the website. It's gonna be right there
on the chat anyway, or of Twitch and YouTube. Well done, Patrick Médard crossing on 4th place. Arne Martin Guttler 3rd. Well done, guys. Really well done. I see Zoltán Varga behind, probably for the 5th place. Zoltán, followed by François Seifert, 6th position, most probably there. Well done to those guys.
Very impressive.
I see Sander Terpstra.
I'm actually looking for the link. Yep. Go ahead.
Sander Terpstra. I see Ben Fest behind. Oh, Sander is kind of stuck. So Ben might be able to pass in front of him.
All these little changes towards the ends, all these little things make a huge...
And we see Ben at 1,800 meters, closely followed by Frank Schwetzfeger. Turning the turn point 4, going to the reporting point right now. 25 kilometers to go. And 33 to go to the arrival, the finish line.
Super impressive. I'm trying to find the link, the server link to Discord. Aye. Make it complicated, eh?
Sorry.
Antoine, you sound a little bit like you're getting a cold there, my friend.
I had a cold already for 3 or 4 days, actually. But that's not the most difficult problem for me right now. Zoltán Varga turning the reporting point. Well done, Zoltán. He's going to catch the 5th place, I believe, just behind Patrick Médard. And for the 6th position is François Seifert. Well done, François.
Very well done, guys. Every one of you guys, there's your friend François coming in, kicking it, getting a good score. And remember, guys, this is just the first of 6 races. So if you're coming in the top 10, even everyone else still has a big chance to win, because there's always a day that you may not fly so good. And the next one, tomorrow's race, same time, same place, at 19:30 UTC. You'll be seeing another race in Slovenia, same country, but this one will be a flat land, so only thermals, no ridge flying, no wave flying, and there is another challenge for you. So you have to show all the qualities of your soaring qualities on Condor. And will you be back tomorrow, Antoine?
Yes, but we might not be able to do the live streaming completely. If we are not able to do that, then there will be a Facebook feed, a live feed with screenshots and updates of the race throughout the night. So we will see if we have the capabilities, because we are less people than usually who can deal with that, and we might have too many issues to be able to run it tomorrow. So we will see if we can do it or not. It will depend on one or two guys. We'll do our best. No issues for the other races, the four remaining races after tomorrow's race. But for just for tomorrow, we might have an issue to be able to live stream it properly at 100%. So we will confirm that tomorrow. If not, you will be able to follow the race uh, offline on Facebook.
Well, I try my best to be here tomorrow if I can.
Yeah, but it's
I
more on the technical side that we have uh, maybe issues tomorrow. So we
so
will we
okay.
will see. But if you can be here, it's good.
I'll try my best. I have an appointment and I have to hold that appointment.
Okay.
If I finish the appointment early enough, I'll be here to be able to stream. I might be coming in the last 20 minutes or before the stream.
Okay, well, I will let you know anyway, Norman, depending on the situations that will evolve during the day. We are with Benfest very, very close to Sander Terpstra in Sierra Israel Sierra right here. Well done,
Yeah,
guys, fighting for the top 10 places right now. They are
and we'll
much
Ben.
lower than Marcin May. Much lower.
Yeah, it's amazing, huh? It's amazing how that. Oh, look at the guys on the right side coming in, or are they still?
No, no, no.
Those are already
The
landed.
yeah,
Never mind. Those have already
yeah,
finished the line. Okay.
they just turned the line. So that's for seventh and eighth place, and Frank Schwetzweger is fighting for ninth position so far, and we try to go to up to 10th place before leaving you tonight. Let's get back to the 2D view to have an overall view. So that's going to be Mikko Nurminen, Mike X-Ray, fighting for number 10, and I see some pilots behind him. Yeah, Uwe Meltzer. So it's going to be a close finish between Uwe Meltzer and Mikko Nurminen. Behind, we have Arthur Tjuk in Alpha 33. TKM, Tim Matson. I see 269 Donna Pierluigi, Philippe Plata, PLT, Vitol Rozak. There is a huge group coming in the next 10 minutes from now, probably. The main pack is joining. Is there anyone after John Bliff in Golf Juliet Bravo? I just Andre Alpha Lima 1 is right there, and he's fighting to get some points tonight. He will get points if
Yeah,
he
and it's
if he
important.
pass.
6 races. If you don't score the first one,
Yeah,
that doesn't mean you can't score the fifth, the second, third, fourth, or
yeah,
fifth. So
exactly.
push it hard, finish it up. That's lesson learned and scored, and you go on the scoreboard. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, and well done, Sander, turning the reporting point right now, followed by Benfest for seventh and eighth place.
Very impressive, guys. Love seeing this. Love commentating this, and of course now we're in the middle of the World Championship already. So we cannot join that race particularly anymore because the qualification is over, and this is the second, basically the fine screening of the best pilots before they go into the on stage racing in Karlsruhe. Yeah, where everyone will
Yeah,
be there. Yeah, yeah, where everybody will be there together on stage and racing it out. Is it going to be one race only?
for the world final.
Yeah.
No, no, no. Several race during a week, during the weekend. Sorry. So on during 2 days, several race throughout both days. Probably 4 to 6 races from two to three race per day, and yeah, you will see.
Oh, that's hardcore.
Yeah, but that's going to be throughout one entire day, and the aim is to uh, do the broadcast and to show the people of the real gliding world what virtual gliding is and what
Look
we
at
can do
Uwe
with
has
it.
a bit more energy and cruising right behind him, trying
Yeah,
to catch his Miko, and
yeah,
he might have enough energy to pass him. This is going to be a close one for 10th spot.
exactly. So we have Oscar Niner, Franz Schwetzweger in front, so he will be able to catch the ninth place, and it's very tight between Uwe Meltzer and Mikko Nurminen right here.
He's pushing right now, 266, 267. He's like, I'm coming.
I'm coming, man. And Mikko is probably doing his best to fly as fast as he can as well, so that's not going to be easy
Right,
for
right.
Uwe.
That's going to be a tough one. You might get a little bit of what you call ground lift before you get to the finish line. So this is going to be a toughie, toughie, toughie. Very close pointing, but the score will be maybe 1 or 2 or 3, 5 points gain or loss right here. Wow. Let's find out. Now, is Uwe going to make it? Does Uwe have the extra juice? No, I don't think so.
That's
Miko
going to be difficult, yeah, because they are pushing. They need to be at 530 meters minimum. Otherwise, they get penalties. So they need to pull
right.
a little bit
Anything
before.
below it, you hit the ground. What you going to do?
I'm just going to stop there.
Right, that's your penalty. You didn't finish. Oh.
So, Miko, will you pull? I think he will. Yeah, he's pulling. Well done. Mikko Nurminen on 10th place and Uwe Meltzer.
Man,
7th.
Uwe just
Well
slightly
done, guys.
pulling. That was a close finish right there.
Yeah.
Only a second or less. Really
Duke,
fun.
Arthur Duke from Poland for place number 12.
And he looked really good in the beginning of the race as well. He was one of the leaders for a brief moment. And you can see just because you're leading in the first quarter of the race doesn't mean you're going to lead in the last quarter of the race.
Wow.
So look at that tree. Watch that. Oh, he did that tree, didn't he?
Nice. No. For me, it was just on top of them.
Yeah, the tree was definitely moving with the wind for sure.
Some birds.
So another question, Antoine.
Yeah.
Condor 3.
It's coming, man. It's coming. They are working. They are late. I know they are late, guys. I'm receiving questions every day about it. I cannot give a lot of info, but they are working super hard on it. It's almost complete, but I hope it's going to be released very, very, very soon. Really.
So that means we might be able to.
Lot of work. Yeah.
You might be able to fly the World Championship in Karlsruhe with Condor 3.
Yeah. It's going to be on Condor 3 for sure in Karlsruhe. Yeah. Because it's in November, so I expect them to release it before November. I hope so. I really hope so. But I think it's gonna be good soon. I really hope so. But there's been a lot of work. You cannot imagine how much work it's been, and how many bugs and things you can find with the beta releasing. So yeah, it's a massive work, a massive job to be able to create a new weather system as well with different zones of setting and so on. A lot of work, and they will have after release as well a lot of work to do. So it's never going to be completed. Actually, there's going to be updates because it's really a massive brand new simulator that's coming. So we're looking forward to that.
Right.
Witold Rozak just crossed the line. Yeah.
He's one of the best pilots out there in the virtual world of Condor racing.
Yeah.
He has the highest average score of flying in Condor, and he ends up here in the top 15. So very well impressed.
He will get other chances with all of those races. I'm not worried about that. So we have first place Marcin May with 184 kilometers. Second place, John Churchill from the UK, 183.2 kilometers. Arne Martin Gutler from Norway on third place, 171.1 kilometers per hour. Patrick Meda from France, 170.6 kilometers. Zoltan Varga on fifth place with 164.1 kilometers per hour. François Seifert from the Netherlands, 163.6 kilometers per hour. Sander Terpstra from the Netherlands as well, 155.4 kilometers per hour. Eighth position, Bentfest from Germany, 154.9 kilometers per hour.
Whoa, look at that finish.
Well done, Felix.
Wow, that was so close. My goodness.
And
Wow.
we have Frank Schwetzfeger, 154.7 kilometers on ninth position. And 10th place is for Mikko Nurminen with 153.1. Well done, everyone. We keep following the arrival, and we are back to the studio to thank you all for joining us tonight. Congratulations to the pilots. It was a really difficult task tonight. Much easier apparently in the waves, but still you had to take the decision and to take this risk to stay here in the wave and to climb and to let the others flying in front of you and so on. So it's never easy to do it. Four of them I've been able to do it, and in the end, Marcin May from Poland won the first race of this Pro Championship in the first FAI Virtual World Gliding Championship. Thank you so much. Sorry, Norman, for joining us tonight.
You're very welcome, Antoine. And then thank you to all you viewers out there on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Facebook, wherever you are. I really appreciate you guys. It makes it. We're talking to you. That's why we're here. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like and ding dong and all that stuff that always happens. And we really appreciate you, Antoine. I really appreciate you as well. Oh, this way. Oh, yeah, that way. and of course the team behind Jean David and Timothy and all of them friends who've been making this thing work. So I hope tomorrow you have another beautiful day on this screen, and I hope we see all of you back, and I hope we see all those beautiful pilots who just flew today back in action and showing what they can do here in the virtual world of the FAI Virtual Gliding Championship.
Thank you so much, Norman. Thank you, Jean-David, Sébastien, Marc, and everyone working on the organization of these races. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow, same time. Bye-bye.
Salut, au revoir, tchuss.